NBA Trading Card Podcast. We're your hosts, Adam, Amy, and Russell Gibson. Joined today by one of our sponsors. It's Alvaro from Fast Break Trading Cards. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. Nice to finally be here. We've been talking about this for a while, haven't we, boys?
It's been a work in progress for a while.
I'd say at least 12 months, really.
Yep.
It has. There's been a lot going on the last 12 months, though. So apologies for not getting on here sooner. But yeah,
There's a lot.
Yeah, we'll definitely make it a regular visit. Looking forward to jump.
Tell us about the top two things you've done in the last 12 months then that's kept you so busy.
Well, to be honest, I think Collect Fest was massive. That was as you boys know, and I suppose a lot of you viewers and listeners will probably have been there. We did Collect Fest Melbourne. We didn't venture into state. That'll be next year. But we tried to put on as big a show as we could for the Melbourne show, and it took a lot of planning. It was a lot of work, but it was well received, and we're glad we did it because people had a fantastic time. We had an absolute ball. You know, we had Archie Thompson join us on the Sunday and Leonard Copeland join us on the Saturday, and I think the enjoyment that a lot of people that came to the show got out of those two fellas being there was, I think it made the whole weekend for us really. And yeah, just being able to do it with Tops, that was amazing. They were fantastic. They wanted to get a bit of a footprint into Australia, and they allowed us to be the ones to do it.
To represent
awesome.
them.
It was amazing. It really was. It was, and the boys from Collect Fest, what a show! Like for a first time effort, that was incredible. And I think that's how amazing is it to see the strength of the hobby with shows like that. Even the Hobby Hangout at the Carlton, the new venue,
The Hobby Hangout Excel. Yep.
Awesome. They've announced for next year as well, so we'll be there.
And
And the boys this weekend coming up at Marvel Stadium, which last year what a show that was as well.
Talk about venues though. Like, look at this. Like, go back 2 years ago, we were at the Pavilion for the Hobby Hangout, and that was it. Yeah. And now all of a sudden we've got Royal Exhibition Building, we've got the Exhibition Centre with Collect Fest, and then we've got Marvel Stadium with the National. Like, the hobby
they're not garages or small basketball courts anymore, are they? They're
not at all.
Or town halls.
That's it.
And I'm not bagging town halls because when I was young, that's what we used to go to.
That's where you go, yeah.
Shows at town halls, But I think that's the growth of what we're doing, and the hobby that we're in, that we can actually fill out, these venues. And over the course of 2 days, now it's becoming a norm to do it over a couple of days, which is unbelievable.
2 day shows.
But when you think about it, John went to the National, 100,000 people. Fanatics Fest, 100,000 people. It's
bananas numbers, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's big numbers.
The hobby's certainly healthy, that's for sure.
It's bigger than sporting events and concerts. When you say 100,000 people, like that's
crazy. Well, I think, and to sort of loop this in as well, we're not talking about just having big shows. There are. If you look up on your calendar, normally there's something going on somewhere, and it can be a small swap meet, it can be a store having a trade day. There's something happening every weekend, and it's fantastic to see in the
used
hobby.
To be once or twice a year. The calendar is quite packed now.
Yeah. Just I randomly was at the Queen Vic Market the other week, and they've decided to try and slate a trade day thing on there to sort of capitalize on the influx of Pokemon interest. But
it's
nuts.
Yeah. We've had a couple of trade days ourselves. Although we had the anniversary, the one in March, which was fantastic. It's a bit hard, especially where we're at, with the outdoor venue that we've got as well. We'd love to host more, but it's really dependent, So we'll get more done in the future.
Yeah,
but the other one is we've got Macau. We've got Macau coming up as well.
Talk about Macau, because that's
You're
kind of
going international. Yeah. This is awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of the Aussie guys do. It's a last minute thing for us. We only really organised it a month ago, but we went last year for the first time, and it was unbelievable. Like it's the first time I've ever been to Hong Kong and Macau, and they do it really well as well. I think this year they got Jalen Green, and they've got a preseason NBA game.
That's nice.
Which would be good. We're looking forward to it.
what's
it's
your
a massive
objectives
market, isn't
in
it?
Macau? What are you going to do, man? Because that's a huge entry
Well,
point for you guys to go to.
yeah, definitely. But last, I think it's to stabilise us in one point because last year we spent 8 hours on the show floor the first day,
Wow.
just literally just dealing, and
Yep.
then the second day we did the same. And time goes so quick. A bit like the national I went to the national 3 years ago when it was at Atlantic City, and I tell you what, you lose yourself in what you see,
Yep.
but I think the beauty about
Mm.
Macau is these are our Asian partners in a way when it
Yeah.
comes to the hobby. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And a lot of them I actually got a lot of feedback that a lot of fellas actually get on our pages and purchase because it's we actually do have some decent cards here that they pick up
Yep.
and sell at the show. So there's a lot
Exchange
of
rate's
guys
pretty
there on
favorable for them too. So
100% it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was
So
gonna
it's
say
awesome to
that's
me.
it would be it's something I suppose relationship building's one aspect, but I suppose getting new pieces for the shop or for like expanding internationally is a place where you pick up a bigger variety of cards.
Definitely. And last year, I took a couple of bigger cards that
Yep.
I sold there and rolled that into a lot of mid-range, let's
Okay.
say $100 to $500 cards,
Mm-hmm.
including my biggest card at the time that I had at the shop was the Kobe Flawless to 5. That was a bit hard to get rid of, but
Ooh,
because people come to the shop
would
and ask, "Hey, what's your
wouldn't
PC like?" I haven't
wouldn't
got a
be
PC because
difficult these days, I reckon. Yeah.
everything's at the shop. You know what I mean? And I'd
Yeah.
rather, and it was hard to do, but to be honest, it was, bringing back 60 cards
Yeah.
back to the
Yeah.
shop made it a lot easier
Yep.
because
Fills
it
those
was
cabinets
inventory
up.
that we needed at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
So that
So
was going to be a follow-on question for that. When you go to these shows, what's the objective? Is it normally to turn over particular cards? Is it to do you target specific players, cards, anything like that when you go?
yeah, you have to,
Yep.
you have to target cards and plays that are liquid at the time because if
Yep.
not, they're sitting at the shop. And that's money that we could have invested elsewhere that we
Yep.
bring into the shop where it gives people the opportunity to buy, the players that are current at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when people come to the shop and they want to sell cards, so we don't always we can't buy everything,
No.
and everyone that comes to this shop now they understand that because we have to be able to buy cards that we know we can move and the money keeps flowing because if not you stagnate with your inventory and you just build up these cards at the shop that you can't get rid of.
Yep.
And that means we can't buy more cards from other people that come into the shop. So it's a turnover process that's important. So
So I think this is a fun sort of almost subheading for what we could talk about next is like what's some of the mistakes that you've made when you've been purchasing inventory or what's some of the successes you might say it like that of picking up pieces
I
from
think
people.
I'm a prospector, and I like to buy rooks. You know, um, so that's your Jared Culvers, your Sekou Doumbouya's, your those kind of cards that you bought at peak. 1920.
Yeah.
They're the burns. Even looking at Zions, I haven't brought out my Zions are sitting at home because I'm too scared to bring them to the shop.
Yeah.
But I think that's I think that even 2 weeks ago there was a young fellow that came into the shop and I had a Luca Optic Choice Mojo sitting there for a couple of $1,000 and the last comp was 4,000 and I hadn't checked comps for a while on that card and he came in he said, "Oh, that's a $4,000 card." I said, "Mate, it says 2,000. If you want it for 2,000, you take it for 2,000. Once you walk out of that shop,
the ticket's changing, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to have to. But no, he took it, and congratulations, good on him. He did his research. It was a pot 14. I always knew it was a good card. That was for years. The last 2 years, it was a $2,000 card, but there was a recent sale for 4,000. But good on him. That's him doing his research, and he did well.
So just talk a little bit more about that because we're talking about that offline with like the population counts and comparing that to Pokemon and how that sort of plays out. Like, how do you manage that sort of buying and selling in that type of space? Because Pokemon is so big at the moment, we can't not talk about it.
So Hodgie's the Pokemon expert at the shop. I'm still getting used to it. Ads and I have spoken about this.
Yeah.
But it's a phenomenon. Like when we first opened the shop last March, I don't think we had much Pokemon, if any.
Yeah.
We were getting boxes, but singles we didn't have any, and now it
Mm.
probably makes up I'd say 40% of our inventory.
Wow. That's a huge
Yeah,
shift.
yeah, graded that is.
Yeah.
You know, uh, inventory sitting in the shop. I'd say considering we've got NBA and all the sports,
Yeah.
um, it takes up one full cabinet, and we've got 3 cabinets in the store.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Okay, so and even today, Kobe. I went to the shop today to give Cobes a bit of a hand. He said,
Yeah.
"Els, we need more inventory. We're running out of slabs. Um, we're running out of boxes. We
Wow.
just can't get enough of it." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Pokemon
it's crazy.
is there any concern, because it's not like, I feel like Pokemon versus Topps, Panini, whoever's producing the NBA stuff, because at its heart it's a TCG.
Mm.
Is there just the problem that they'll just overprint it to keep up with supply? Will that
think
flatten
that
the market?
I don't. It's hard to say. I think it's overprinted. We've spoken about some pop reports
Yeah.
coming up with 14,000.
Well, they don't
You're
number
looking
any
at
of their.
14.
They don't serial number anything, so you don't know
That's
how
right.
many of a card has been printed. So that to itself is
I think
a
once you're into the 14,000s, that's all you need to know, though, isn't it? Like that's too many.
Well, I look at that and I look at, let's say a Shaq, Shaq rookie cards, and that's
mm,
their pop numbers, maybe even more, and
yeah.
we called that the junk wax era, and that's people, older collectors come into the shop and they said, "Helvey, why is this Shaq rookie, so cheap?" I said, "Mate, have a look at the proper report. There's so many of
There's
them out there,
thousands of them. Yeah, literally.
100%." But you look at, I think, there was a Magic card that I looked at recently, and was it eight? If I'm not mistaken, 8,000 PSA 10s, and
Wow.
8,000 PSA grade. But anyway,
Yeah,
it's $4,000 card
that's
as a
that's
PSA 10.
that's just nuts. That
Unbelievable.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I don't.
crazy.
I want to dip my toes in. Like I like Pokemon. Like I've played Pokemon games over the years. I enjoy Pokemon, but I'm terrified to jump in because I don't understand it the way I understand basketball cards.
I'm the same. I've got
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
knowledge deficit. I just don't want to touch it. Almost, it's yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, my
it's
young,
okay to buy a little bit of it to go. Let's have a look at it and put it in some top loaders. But as far as slabs and everything goes, it terrifies me.
I'm around it all the time, and I've come to love it.
Yep.
I just think it looks amazing. You know what I mean? And it's a bit
Yep.
like the one at the moment that's really, really gaining a lot of steam is One Piece.
That's
My young
interesting.
fella, he's all over his young. Well, not
Is that because of the
all over.
TV show? Is that like it's because One Piece? They've got a live action one on Netflix or something? Yeah.
Yeah, so my young fella's been watching the anime for years,
Yep.
and there's it's been going for a long time. He said, "Dad, you can't watch the one on Netflix," and I said, "Mate, I can't watch the other one. It's too there's too many episodes." But I started watching the Netflix one to get a gauge of who the
Mm.
characters are, who the more important characters are. But there's a massive following. It's huge. It's
Yep.
in Japan. It's massive. When we went to the
Wow.
Macau card show last year, there was a lot of One Piece. Um, I've had people come into the shop that are the Star Wars collectors, and I said, "Mate,
Yep.
check out One Piece." He came back, he bought one box, and came back and bought I think the last 3 boxes that we had. He goes, "LB, these are fantastic." We've got NBA
Wow.
collectors that
Yep.
started the hobby when we opened the shop, and they were buying NBA.
Mm.
And then they're like, "Mate, the hit rates are too hard." They started buying One Piece, and LB, we make our money back nearly on every box. It's
Wow.
it's huge. Yeah,
That
you
is
can still
definitely a
get
problem
you
with
still
NBA at the moment. Like breaking even is just a really difficult concept.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. That's
Uh,
going to be an interesting. Yeah, moving forward, I think. Yeah.
but the thing I have noticed in the last year, and it's obviously because no, it's probably because the big rooks haven't been signing. There's a lot more hits in retail product than there was previously. Like if you have a look at mosaic, you've
Mm.
got stained glass, you've got Genesis, and you've got micro mosaics in blasters. Fantastic, and you still get autos.
Yeah.
So there's something to chase. Downtowns in Optic, and even in Donruss.
Yeah.
You got the mangas in Prism, massive cards, and yes, they're very scarce, but there's something to chase. Whereas previously,
Yeah.
what were you chasing? Silver Prisms?
Yeah, they've worked that out,
you know,
definitely. And particularly when
yeah,
Panini lost all their autograph rights, like that's something they
Yeah.
really pivoted quickly and they figured that out really
yeah.
well. Yeah.
But
Hey,
we've noticed it in tops as well.
let's take a break and then we'll come back and we'll talk some product review and then we'll get you out of here. How does that sound?
Perfect.
All good. No worries at all.
And we are back. We are back with Alvaro from Fast Break Trading Cards. And of course, Adam's with us today.
I am, and I'm hydrated.
And let's talk about some product that's coming out at LV, because I think that was one thing we definitely wanted to talk to you about today, and we just haven't gotten around to doing it. So,
yeah, for sure.
What product's coming out soon? What's on the horizon? What are you excited for? What should we be looking out for?
Anything that's going to be in the spotlight next week at the National,
maybe? We're bringing some boxing. That's new. First time since 1951. I think that the Tops has released a boxing product, so it's different. It's and the thing about, I suppose, because I'm a big NBA and NFL collector, but it's nice to once we're just being in the shop, it's nice to see that we've got something for everyone. There's Star Wars, NBL released 2 weeks ago, and that product's been fantastic, to be honest. Nice. We've got June, SpongeBob. Disney's a massive one. Disney Topps Chrome. That's coming up.
Disney Topps Chrome.
Disney Topps Chrome. I think there's the Hobby Megas and Value Boxes coming out.
Wow.
June's another big one. Like, if you're a fan of the...
Is it going to be the whole franchise, or is it just part 3?
We don't know yet. But I'm hoping it's the whole franchise because of some serious characters.
Some big names in there. Some Chalamet, some Momoa, Zendaya.
You'd think there would be. So, but once again,
you never want to say for sure they do, right? Yeah.
Oh, look, we can have our wish list.
Yeah. I've already had people hit me up about SpongeBob. It's so it's all happening. And that's the beauty. We've got some more Star Wars coming out. There's One Piece that released last week. There's another release coming out soon. There's a massive Pokemon release coming out in November. So there's, guys, there's something coming out every week, really. It's just for us the baseball and the soccer stuff. We've got EPL coming out, I think, this week.
Okay.
So Topps got their license for EPL.
Jesus.
So they'll be releasing that next week. So it's all happening. And the one that we can't wait is NBA. It's not far away, October. But we just don't know what's coming out just yet.
No, well, we'll have to get you back for the range of NBA products that come out.
That's it. When it actually is dropped down.
When it drops, for sure.
Yeah. Well, if it's anything like, you'd say they're going to release what they've released this last year, which has been unlicensed.
That makes sense, right?
Inception, released this week, actually. And Inception's a bit like Court Kings. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Once it is licensed, because I'm a big fan of Court Kings. So if that's going to be a similar kind of product, I think we've got Royalty, which I think on Decard World might be. There might be a preview on it, so which that's going to be a massive product. We've seen Tennis Royalty and we've seen UFC, and that's been an absolute fire. I think 6 autos in it. Amazing product, So, but no, I'm excited for it. Yeah, Topps Chrome, Topps Finest, Stadium Club. If there is a Stadium Club release, there has been in soccer in the past.
Yep.
Has been baseball as well. So yeah, it's. Mate, we're pumped. We're so excited.
I think we're all pretty excited to see what actually once it hits the shelves. Yeah. We got a taste last year, didn't we? Like we got Topps Chrome last year, but it wasn't licensed.
Yep.
So we've seen
Topps Finest,
we've seen what the unlicensed version looks like, and we've definitely had our little critique about how the unlicensed product looked, but now the license is in.
Well, the thing about the unlicensed, what you did get to see is the RPAs, which look unbelievable. There was a release resurgence for NFL, and some of those patches at next level.
Yeah,
you know, you guys had a discussion about the logo man, which was not player worn, compared to the Wemby. Was it the Jordan that was actually player worn, and he had his signature? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the player worn stuff, I've always been a big fan of.
You prioritise that for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And on card. A lot of the stuff that we've seen, a lot of it's been on card. The redemptions are 10-year redemptions. We've had people at the shop open up 5-year boxes.
Yeah.
Got fans. Like there was a Steph Curry order that came out. The customer got points. You know what I mean? Whereas with Topps, you open something up and you've got the next 10 years to be able to redeem it.
You've got time to redeem it. Yeah, true.
Yeah, some of the stories coming out of like redemptions at the moment are not great with Panini. Like, not great at all. And points is worse
to be honest.
Yeah.
And look, as a business owner, people, they spend, it's not cheap to buy product.
Yeah.
And for you to get
hobby boxes, you're not mucking around. Yeah.
No, not at all, man. Yeah. Not at all. And kid comes in with his parents for his birthday, gets a hobby box, pulls a redemption and gets points. Come on.
Yeah.
And it's just such a feels bad moment. Because you expect to hit a big card, and a redemption is just like, oh.
It's an exciting, and then you realise that you can't redeem it, and it's like,
it's just a nightmare. Like, you'd rather just pull the card out of the pack, but to have to go through a redemption process, and then when the process says that, oh, by the way, we can't redeem this, here's some compensation. It doesn't feel
one
good.
feel good story. Out of a box of Spectra, which you know how expensive Spectra is. 2021, when we first opened the shop last year, so it was March 24. One of our customers pulled out of the one box a LaMelo RPA and then a LaMelo and Wiseman dual auto out of the same box, both redemptions. They offered him points. He called up. No, I'm not taking points.
Not taking points.
Both cards. They had both cards.
So they offered points, but they wanted.
He refused the points, and good on him.
But they had the cards, so
said, mate, they had the cards. So, but anyway, it's
that's just a shit effort, though, isn't it? Like that's just really bad.
It's not ideal, man. Yeah. People pay good money,
Let's stay in this vein. I've got some stuff in the run sheet from this week that was going to be later on the show, so let's bring this forward. So this is I've got a positive and a negative story on this exact topic, which is
the redemptions.
Getting their redemption. So this is from Sports Cards Nonsense. Very bittersweet moment today. After waiting since December of 22 for the redemption, and after 6 months of waiting on a white box, I finally decided to settle up before Panini doesn't hold any licenses and I get completely screwed. Was told I'll be getting 15 Sparkle 2024 Mosaic football packs and some extras. I'm happy to finally have it resolved, as packs should be here on Monday, but sad because I feel like I got extorted into accepting something lesser, which is actually quite similar to the story you just told then, Alvaro.
Yeah.
And he was waiting for a Luka Doncic autograph from 21-22 Panini Select.
I think I saw this. Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to take Sparkle packs for that. Like that to me is that's extortion either way you look at it. Like in my very small opinion. Yeah. Especially with someone like that who is, he's still on the license moving forward. Like,
that's true as well.
I would take a different Luka autograph instead of the Sparkle packs, if that makes sense. Like, just give me any 100%. Luka autograph. Yeah.
Look, there's been other stories where we've had a customer buy a 21-22 fast break, and he got a Jalen Johnson to 50. It had a massive crinkle all the way down the card. He did get Sparkle packs, but at least he got something. He got 2 Sparkle, and then ended up getting a Brandon Miller, red Sparkle. So that wasn't too bad. At least they did something about it. But I went to try and put in a ticket for it, and they said after a year they won't generate tickets for it. For a damaged product.
Yeah, they're clamping down on everything. They're just really putting down limitations on it. Yeah.
But my suggestion is, if you get something like that, just call them. Because if you go through the process of jumping online, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah,
Give them a
interesting.
pause. They've actually from those two stories that we've had customers call up, it was favourable, you know.
Yeah.
But the customer that did get the Steph Curry, he just got offered points online and just accepted it because he was new to the hobby, so didn't know how it worked. But the two customers that
Yeah.
we've had call up have actually had good outcomes. So
Yeah. I've got a positive one here too. This is from Phil Richards on NCM.
Yep.
How do you think I went with this Panini redemption after waiting for 8 years? While DeMar, and that would be DeMar DeRozan and Damari Carroll,
Yeah.
is a possible Hall of Famer, but not exactly a superstar player. But the fact he rarely has signed any products suggests this might have been worth a decent amount if this redemption was fulfilled. The third player was intended to be Valanciunas, I believe, and it should have been numbered to 25. So in replacement for that, he got a Rasheed Wallace, Richard Hamilton, dual on-card Immaculate Auto.
Nice.
I personally think he won that, getting the Rasheed Wallace and Richard Hamilton. But I'd also say too, these athletes need to fulfill their contracts. Like, I don't always blame Panini for this, by the way, too. Like, this is also to do with like the players
not signing stuff, and
DeRozan is known for this type of like, bad behavior, basically.
Yeah. Well, let's just
there was a time there we didn't know LaMelo was going to sign, did we?
Yeah, there was a delay on
He ended
LaMelo.
up coming to the party, which was
good. But that was COVID related, wasn't it?
So the story on that was that he there was some misinterpretation with his contract. He thought it was just for the draft product, but actually it was for his NBA. And then what he ended up doing was holding out, and they paid him a lot more money. And then once they paid him more, then he went and opened the floodgates, and he signed everything. So as far as I'm aware, there's nothing unsigned with LaMelo now.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Just positive. Yeah, I don't look. It's just it's not a feel good moment, I guess, getting redemptions, especially with the idea that you might not be able to get it filled. But yeah, at least with Topps coming into the picture, we're having that 10-year sort of guarantee on those redemptions. Let's hope that's let's hope that changes the narrative a little bit on the redemption story.
And the speed on the redemptions too. So we had one of our customers pull a LeBron James finest
nice
gold auto.
Yep.
He pulled it in the shop actually.
Yeah, right.
It was great to see, and I think within 3 months he got that card back.
That's awesome. That's really responsive. Yeah, that's huge.
That was fantastic. 23-24. Yeah. So it was that was amazing. So mate, if they're getting those signatures back that quick, that's a fantastic effort.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's not too many redemption cards out there. But the fact that they've got 10 years to redeem it, that's a big win.
Takes a lot of pressure off the system, doesn't it?
Sounds like the big cards are the ones that require redemption. Right? Like we're talking signatures from LeBron James and such, so like I guess.
Well, LeBron's live in Topps Chrome.
Yeah.
So and most of I'm pretty sure most of Wemby was in the product, so last year. So yeah, we'll
I think that is important. It's more aesthetically pleasing to get an autograph instead of redemption out of it. Like that's
it feels way better to pull a card out of a pack and go, oh my god, here's the actual card.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, if I judge it on, let's say, baseball and soccer, which we Topps has got full range. There's not many redemptions.
Yeah.
It's most of them you get out of the boxes. So if that correlates to what they're doing with the basketball, I think we're going to have some really happy basketball collectors.
Yeah, I think so.
That would definitely make me happier. All right, my final thought on this is that I would love a Canelo Alvarez autograph. Even a Terence Crawford would be fantastic. I'd also like a SpongeBob, maybe a Patrick autograph. That would be fantastic.
All right, just one thing. There's no Canelo and there's no Crawford in the new boxing.
Okay. Slightly disappointed,
Mike Tyson,
but that's okay.
I checked it before, especially the Terence Crawford, because I thought that would have been.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But if they're going to be releasing them every year, then I think everyone will be jumping on board.
Why aren't they? Yeah, tell me why aren't they jumping on board, these boxing guys? Like, pay them money and they'll sign.
I've got no
Surely.
idea. Like we didn't. it's one of those products that we didn't have the checklist for before it came out.
Yeah.
But you got Tyson.
Tyson's always happy
Mike
to
Tyson,
put his
Tyson
name on
Fury.
something, isn't he?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury, that's
You've
pretty
got-
good. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, it might be not everyone's cup of tea, but there's, Jake Paul rookie cards in there. You've got Floyd Mayweather.
Dude, people will froth over Jake Paul. Like, he's one of those polarizing guys. Even if you hate him, you'll probably still get one for your PC. Like, yeah.
And the cards that are coming out of those boxes have the RC label, so I think that'll make it big for a lot of people. But I'm just excited to see Tyson autos, Tyson Fury autos.
So what? The Tyson autograph also has got the rookie card logo on it?
No, just the Paul.
All right, I'll let that one. For me, I'll just let that go through the keeper. That makes no sense, but that's okay. Yeah.
It's the first time it's been released in a long time. Just let it be. All right.
That's all right. Just smile and nod.
I'm going to do some research and I'm going to find some Pokemon to collect. That's what I'm going to do.
Thank you for coming on, mate. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for everything you've done for us. And this is great. We'd love to do this again. We've turned 15 minutes into 32, so I think we've done pretty well.
In usual, you can't comp this style.
That's it. Yeah.
It's always a pleasure catching up with you guys. We'll see you next weekend.
See you at the National.
The Oz National. And if anyone in Melbourne hasn't bought their tickets yet, get your tickets because I think they're selling out. I think Saturday.
They sold out Saturday, and they put a special limited release out for Saturday. But yeah, you might just be able to snag a ticket for Sunday if you.
I think they've got half day tickets as well now.
Nice.
Yep.
So get there because it's fantastic. Last year was amazing. It was the first year. It was a cracking show. Amazing venue, and hopefully there's some nice cards there.
Yeah, hopefully a lot of fun. Good to see a lot of familiar faces, and yeah, we'll definitely catch up next week at the Oz National.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate your time.
Cheers, mate. Don't leave, Alvaro. Don't leave. We have to stop it, and then we have to let it upload. I forgot to tell you that before. So it should say on your screen now, uploading or something like that.
Your files have finished uploading.
Has it? Okay, on my screen it says you're still at 99%. If you could please just wait a minute, that would be great. Because otherwise, it just dumps the sound and we might not be able to get it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's okay.
I forgot to tell you that before, mate. Sorry about that.
No, all good, man. No worries.